Hello, I'm Phil Ernest, and this is the Tin Mine Canyon on the Tin Mine Canyon Trail.
Never lost rumor with Phil Ernest.
So I find myself yet again on the Skyline Drive Trail here in the Foothill Boulevard in Corona to hike the third hike of the series. Today's hike is to Tin Mine Canyon. I will leave in the description below the GPS coordinates as well as the address to how to find this particular hiking trail. Okay, so after walking 8 minutes from Foothill Boulevard, come over here to this sign right here. This is where Hagador Canyon Trail starts at. Right here, go all the way down. There's a sign there. I made a video on that. If you'd like to check out the Hagador Trail, go ahead and click on the link above to watch that. That hike right there, that skin suit, that's a real bear, a really tough hike. But what I'm doing today is Tin Mine Canyon, and you continue walking along this asphalt here, and I'll show you right where that trailhead starts. Okay, so after walking on that asphalt there for about 13 minutes, you'll come here. This is where this entrance starts, heading over to Tin Mine Canyon. There's a going up to Skyline. You could take that trail going up, or you can go straight down the fire road, which is what we're going to do right now for this hike to get to Tin Mine Canyon. So we'll walk along this straight over here for about 200 yards or so. So this is the fire road right here that's going to go on up to Skin Suit area, but what we're doing today is Tin Mine Canyon, and you just go straight, and this is where the trailhead starts right here. So I'm going to hike 1 hour in to this Tin Mine Canyon, see how far that gets me into the canyon, and then I'm going to turn around, and here's a little sign here of little things that you'll see. This is pretty neat. It has a map here showing you of all the different peaks of this area where you can hike to. There's two very important signs talking about mountain lions, also talking about rattlesnakes, what not to do. Don't disturb the rattlesnakes, leave them alone. They're there to protect the environment, kill off rodents. Mountain lions have been seen in this area, although it's not something that you'll commonly come in contact with, but if seen, hold your ground, don't approach or try to fight them. But if they attack you, be ready to fight. So let's get started. Time right now is 8:20. So let me see how far I can get into this canyon. Today's hike is an exploratory hike going down Tin Mine Canyon in Corona. And I'm going to see how this hike compares to Hagador Trail, which I did a couple of weeks earlier. Two important points to pass along. From that sign on into Tin Mine Canyon, it's only 1.25 miles, so that's about a 25-minute hike. Second important point is when it's heavy rains, you do not want to hike this trail. It's prone to flash floods, so hike safe, be smart, do not hike this when it's raining. So 10 minutes into this trail, it kind of has a fork here. Now, if you take the left fork and go up, this is the trail that you're going to continue going up, up, up. Very steep trail going all the way up the side of this mountain. Look, there's even a rope here. So this is for the more adventurous hikers here. There's a rope. You could continue propelling your way all the way up. But that's not what I'm doing today. I'm just going to take it easy, walk down the long, straight, flat part of Tin Mine Canyon and see where that takes us. So let me get back on this trail and continue my hike here. This part here of Tin Mine Canyon kind of gives you more of a feel that you're up in the forest here with these trees, the way they're growing, coming down the mountainside. Look at this. So this is kind of different and neat from what you would see on usual hiking trails like this. Just take a look around here. And here's a little sitting bench that there is. This is 10 minutes into the trail. You can enjoy a little bench and sit down, rest, and enjoy this beautiful scenery right here. So this is 12 minutes past the sign where it starts. And then here's an example of what I was saying, where you'll see these fork in the roads. No matter which way you go, you're still going to be on the trail. Whether you go left or you go right, they merge into the same trail. In fact, I'll show you there. There goes, and that way. And I'm going to head on this way and demonstrate just what I showed you. You can't get lost and go wrong on this trail. And there it is. So there's Ann, just took the one trail, I took the other, and we merged at the same place. If you're enjoying this video and finding it informative, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to receive more of this informative content, please subscribe to the channel. So I'm 15 minutes into this 1 hour hike straight away on the Tin Mine Canyon Trail, and this is what I'm seeing. So if I were to compare this to Hagador, first thing that stands out, there isn't the shade right away that you would see in Hagador. Hagador, you're 5 minutes into it and you right away have some trees and shade all along the trail. Here, it's just wide open, even though you're surrounded by big mountains here all around you. So the shade. Also, second thing I notice, not nearly the foot traffic. Haven't seen one other person on this trail. So definitely this is less traveled, at least thus far. 15 minutes into Tin Mine Canyon. Now I'm 17 minutes into this hike, and I find these little benches here relaxing under a nice shady tree. They had a bench back there earlier, 5 minutes into the trail. So that's another thing that's different. You start to see little resting benches here to relax. You didn't see that on Hagador. Okay, so 20 minutes in, you see the Tin Mine right here. Used to be a little sign here acknowledging it. So this is the actual canyon that they used to mine for tin in. Here's the canyon. Let me try to get a little closer, give you a view of it as I hop up here. It's totally dark. You can't really see anything, as you can see. So this is really neat. At this point, Tin Mine Canyon, stand here, look around, enjoy that you're actually in this canyon surrounded by on the Skyline Trail above, and then you see the tin mine right there. So now, just a couple of minutes past that tin mine, you start to see some water here in the creek. So be careful going over these little creek area. Don't fall in and continue walking. So starting to look a little bit more interesting now. A lot more similarities of Hagador, but it takes you a lot longer to get that feel into this hike than it did on the Hagador Trail. I just spoke to a ranger. He said this log recently fell. They're in the process of cleaning it up. The trail continues to go from there and beyond. So by the time you do this hike, this log may not be here. Here's a little fork in the road here after we cross that creek back there. Remember we went over the log? Now it looks like you can go up there, but that's not the official trail we're going on. We're still just going straight on Tin Mine Canyon Trail here. But it is the trail looking a lot more overgrown and not as hiker friendly at this point. But let me continue on for a little bit more. Okay, so now this is 22 minutes into the tin mine, and it's really starting to get a lot more overgrown. So not sure if I should continue going. It really is a lot more overgrown in this part and doesn't look as hiker friendly. So it looks like this hike can pretty much be a wrap. Well, it continues on, but let's see. It's just I haven't given the up care. Yep, it continues. You can continue going on this hike a little bit more, but there's really a lot of overgrown parts of it. And when that happens, and then we're going to hit the dry creek right here. Okay, so I did speak to a ranger, and he said there's another tin mine around here. I wasn't able to find it. It must be beyond that area there, or maybe up in that side of it. But very close, he said, I was to the tin mine. I just, for whatever reason, didn't find it, but it's there somewhere. So you can then turn around and go back at this point, because I really don't see any value in continue going through a really congested area like that. And see what I mean? I talk about, it looks like you're actually in the forest here, walking around. So it does have its similarities with Hagador, this trail, and it also has its differences. But Hagador, if you want more of a shade and a longer trail, I recommend that. If you want to do something a little more off the beaten path, come down Tin Mine Canyon. Total distance hiked on this trail, 2.5 miles from the sign and back. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see my other videos, please click on the link now. Thank you so much for watching.
Never